Howdy, folks. Welcome to our off-grid hermitage. Um, this is just a kind of a quick video. Hopefully, quick. I never know because I don't plan these that much or edit them. I try to keep them within a reasonable amount of time, 7 to 10 minutes, for a variety of reasons. Um, but this is sort of an update on the last video I did. Uh, my two favorite small YouTube channels that I got some great response from. And I should also mention those are just two of my favorites. I have several more, and intended to actually include them and list them, but for time considerations, what I've wound up doing was I added links to those channels in the description box, as well as I got some wonderful suggestions from some wonderful viewers, and I've added some of their suggestions um, to the comment box or description box, as well as when somebody responds to one of my videos or makes a comment. I'm sorry, but I pay attention. I respond back, and I don't use AI to do it. I actually type stuff out. If you've taken enough time to respond, and make a comment on one of my videos, I'm gonna comment back to you, even if it's just saying, "Hey, many thanks." The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on your name, your handle, your YouTube handle, and see if you have any videos. And if you do, I'm going to watch them and then make comments on them or whatever. This is a social media platform, and I don't think we have to stay in the realm of you know preoccupied YouTube stars making a fortune. I think we can have fun and interact, and I've mentioned that in videos or whatever. So I got some wonderful responses. Rather than list them all off, I can name a few. Another time and another time, another place. Um, Now that was a gift. That was a great suggestion. It's an older fellow, not that old, probably. I think he's in his maybe late 30s or 40s. I believe his name is Martin. He's built a shanty boat, which is a little houseboat. It's probably about 8 feet wide and 10, 12 feet, 16 feet long, maybe. And he built this little shanty on top of it. And him and his dog and his cat travel around. A lot of the videos is him camping, boondocking, and traveling up and down the Tennessee River. He also goes into a little bit of his travel trailer and that kind of stuff. He just recently bought a little piece of property so that he can store his boat trailer, his travel trailer on it, and maybe give him a place to retire to when he gets maybe too old, as he says, to live on the water. And then he also has a sailboat. I didn't watch all of his videos, but I will. They average about 20 minutes long and well worth it. I watched most videos. I watched to the end. And you make a comment, by golly, Martin responds. And he's just a delightful person. He not only is giving you a tour of the waterway and traveling around and boondocking, he's giving you some valid information regarding propane, water pump tanks, building and how he built it, and other stuff, and composting toilet kind of system that he uses. I've been off grid for 28 years, and I'm going to be doing a video on that. Just because I think it's about time that I finally follow through with my original videos promises. And it's let's see, I got the title here, so I can give you a heads up. My $16,000 off grid home. $16,000. And Martin's kind of done a similar thing. So I'm just really, really pleased with that. Um, and I'm pleased with the response. Some of them that were pretty noteworthy. I'll go on for as long as I can. Um, 123 Home Free. It's a guy that's been traveling around in a tiny bike trailer with some goats. Interesting guy. He's a bit of an activist, And here's boondocking with Dennis. Travels around in a Ford F-150 pickup truck with a Lear camper. He interviews some interesting homeless people he's befriended. Frank's eclectic commentary channel is rather interesting. Older guy talking about a variety of things. Gone Again is interesting, and it's spelled Gonagain. So originally I thought it was Gone Again or some sort of weird name, but it's actually Gone Again. He travels around in a 6x10 cargo trailer, and there's some great informations about buying cargo trailers and doing the repairs that he's done. I don't see him doing a lot of camping. I didn't watch all these videos. I had 24 video recommendations. I'd still be doing it if I did, but I'm going to be going back to them and checking them out. So here's another cargo trailer person. Very informative. He has a lot of product reviews. It's with some commercial links, but that's okay. To each their own. Van Life with Gina, an older lady in a '73 Chevy step van. Travels around Oregon and other places. Very even-tempered, sweet lady. Raising Wildflowers, interesting young gal. She's got some money behind her. But about her off-grid stuff, a very popular channel. This is not a small channel. This lady's making, averages $1,000 to $1,300 a month on YouTube videos. So it doesn't really quite fall into to that category. But they recently bought some property in the Virginia mountains. They've got money. They had a house. They sold it and that kind of thing. But she's a sweet gal, and talks about budgeting and living, inexpensively. But conventional living. She's talking about building a well and building a house and having some people help them with the house, even though they'll do most of the work themselves. She's going to wind up with a bit of an expensive lifestyle. Trust me. Crummy's Cabin. Let's see what that was about. Oh, typical off-grid cabin life. Kind of neat. Randall's Modern Life. Great small Class C camper. Really kind of a neat, unique, vintage, small Class C camper. About 16 foot. You don't come across many of them. Him and his wife. They travel around and are pretty simple, straightforward, honest people. They talk about how you can get harassed and have to move on and all that. Even up in Canada, Canada's got some really harsh rules for van lifers. I mean, you can't park for over 3 hours. You can't stay the night. Canada, it sort of surprises me. Got Out is an interesting guy, probably in his 30s. A pleasant fellow with his two dogs traveling around camping, and talks about what it's like camping, and oftentimes how you can find a really neat camp place, and then all of a sudden here comes the weekend warriors with all their noise and all that other stuff. So it gives you an interesting perspective and point of view on that. Chasing Simplicity. Now there's another one with a cargo trailer. I had no idea. So there are other people that are doing cargo trailer stuff like Kenny. It's funny. I don't care what you do in life. You can think you come up with an original idea or an original process or procedure, and by golly, I'll tell you, you wind up finding that there are all kinds of people pursuing very, very similar things, and I think that's the beauty that I find in life, is we have to realize we live in an age of instantaneous information, and so a lot of the times we can think, oh gosh, everything is divided, everything is negative, people are so hateful, and all that other stuff. Bear in mind that it's that common people have the ability now to express their opinions, whether they're positive or hateful or unkind, and instantly. And particularly the politicians, my gosh. And politicians have always had weird agendas. That's just my opinion. But they're the ones that create a lot of division. They're the ones that propose a lot of the violence. Just look at some of our Congress people and senators in our the United States legislature. Oh, nasty, nasty people, and they're not representing the people anymore, like the original premise was. They're representing their agendas and their desires and their stuff. One of these days, I've thought about doing a video. If anybody thinks that it might be interesting, maybe leave me a comment. But what makes up, you know, the person's a personality that has to achieve power? I've done some thinking about that. It's kind of interesting. Now, there are some politicians that are doing some great stuff and are very sincere. But see, unfortunately, once again, they're too busy working. They're too busy to be, doing, interviews and spouting off their nonsense. But at any rate, I just wanted to do a quick video about the response on small channels. I'm thinking of doing maybe another video on small channels and the silliness that you encounter. I might call it something like YouTube content creators, in all honesty. You know what I mean? Because the platform's changed, it's become a bit more commercial, and there's a lot of silliness and deceptions and stuff that I actually kind of find amusing and might want to talk about. And also just, how much money can a small channel generate? A lot of people get on YouTube and they're hoping to make a lot of money. There's only about 5% of people that are really making any money on YouTube, about 8%, because there's millions and millions of users. I've written down some statistics, come to think of it. 8% of YouTube channels make any money. 5% are the only amount that earn enough maybe to live comfortably on. And while I'm on it, I'm at about 11 minutes. I'll go ahead and sneak into 12 minutes. I might add that I talked about it in one of my original videos when I became monetized. My channel over the months averages probably about $30 or $40 a month, maybe. That depends. I don't do a lot of posting consistently, and I think I'm going to do more of it, but it's not to generate money or become a YouTube star. It's just because I think I've got something to offer that people might find interesting, a different perspective than what is normally available out there. But at any rate, so that's what I can do, and that's with about 3,500 subscribers, and maybe averaging, maybe 1,000 views or 1,200 views per video. And so if I were to do 10, 15, 20 videos a month, which I have no intention of doing, I might be able to start generating something like, $500 a month. I had written down, actually, what it takes. It might be interesting for you to know. I'll end with this, but if you want to make $500 a month on YouTube, you have to have 1 million views. See, you got to have a certain amount of subscribers before you get monetized. But it's not your subscribers that make you money. It's the amount of views, because YouTube is based on advertising. Okay, that's how Google has made all of its money over the years. And so what you're doing when you do a YouTube channel is you're basically working for YouTube and providing them a platform for them to put their advertisers on. At any rate, everybody probably knows that. But 1 million views per month to make $500 a month. 3 million views would maybe make you $1,500 a month. 9 million views to make $4,500 a month. So oftentimes what I like to do when I'm watching a channel is I like to look at how many views they make, and it gives you an idea what some of these people are making. And some of them, honest to gosh, they've gone off the deep end, but I'll just leave it at that. Anyway, life is here to enjoy. Okay, just because we're getting instant information doesn't mean that we have to jump onto a social platform with an instant response. Take care. I'll see you later.